Good evening. 50 years after they died, a coroner has ruled that 10 people who were killed in Belfast in 1971, almost all of them by British soldiers, had been entirely innocent. A Catholic priest who was helping the wounded and a mother of 8 children were among those killed over the course of 3 days during street violence which erupted in Ballymurphy after an operation by the British Army to detain paramilitary suspects without trial. Today, the families of those who were killed finally won their long fight to clear the names of their relatives as the coroner criticised the army for using disproportionate force. Our Ireland correspondent Emma Vardy reports.
Northern Ireland's past continues to be carried into its present. A fresh inquest into the deaths of the Ballymurphy victims was brought about by their families' campaign. Today marked the culmination of a 50-year search for truth. In 1971, the army went into a housing estate in the Ballymurphy area of West Belfast to arrest and imprison IRA suspects without trial, known as internment.
The main target of the present operation is the Irish Republican Army, which has been responsible for recent acts of terrorism and whose victims have included Protestant and Catholic alike.
It sparked violent clashes over 3 days. By the end, 10 people lay dead. Among them, a local priest and a mother of 8. Soldiers from the parachute regiment, now given anonymity, claimed they opened fire after being attacked by IRA gunmen and rioters.
I saw this chap with a petrol bomb in his hand. I opened the cab door and I fired one round from a gun. It's a submachine gun. Fired it at him. He dropped.
You killed him?
I think so, yeah. Well, I know so now. I found out later on.
Soldiers at the time said those killed were armed. Their relatives always maintained they were innocent civilians. These were the people who died. Today, the coroner acknowledged the army had come under fire from gunmen in the area, but she concluded in most cases the use of force by the parachute regiment was disproportionate, and that all of those killed were entirely innocent of any wrongdoing. Inside court, relatives had applauded as the findings were read out.
You pray and you pray and you ask for justice.
You got all the detail you were hoping for in that verdict?
Well, we knew, we always knew, but to hear the world will know now that
And the world will know
and
they're innocent.
they're innocent.
For all along, people would say, oh, they were this and they were that, but now it's all cleared up for us all.
The findings bring new clarity to one of the most brutal episodes of Northern Ireland's past. For decades, families felt their loved ones' names were tarred. Today, they've been publicly exonerated.
Today is a great day for our families, but it's also a bittersweet day. Today, personally, I think of my dear brother Frank, whose young life was taken by British paratroopers. He gave his life helping others, and as one of our witnesses said, he was very brave.
The parachute regiment only had hate in their hearts when they gunned down her and the others. They were not peacemakers. They were not brave soldiers. They were nothing but cowards.
The Ministry of Defence said it will review the findings. The former head of the army suggested it may warrant an official apology.
There's no getting away that these 10 deaths should not have happened, and it was poor decision making by a number of soldiers, probably poor leadership at the junior level, operating at a time of great violence amidst a poor strategic policy that led to this, and it is shameful.
On the streets that saw such bloodshed, tonight celebration. There are still hundreds of killings from the Troubles that remain unsolved, but for the families of Ballymurphy, now a new sense of vindication. Well, today the government announced it was bringing forward new proposals to deal with killings from the Troubles, and it's understood that includes a ban on prosecuting former soldiers and paramilitaries. Now, that will strongly be opposed by all sides here, and as today has shown, there is still a deep sense of feeling in communities in terms of getting justice for loved ones, no matter how many years have passed.
Emma Vardy, thank you. The Queen has